Hi guys. All right, so today's lesson is going to be super short, super sweet. It piggybacks off of Thursday when we went from complex to trig. So today we're going to work backwards and go from trig to complex. So trig form, once again, is cosine theta plus I sine of theta. There should be an R here. Hang on. There we go. I was like, wait, that doesn't seem right. I love when I print things off and it's just, I go way too fast. Anyways, okay, so trig form, and then we got A plus BI for our complex form. So, we're just going to go from one to the other. Some of them are going to have degree measures. You're going to have to use your calculator, and some are going to have radian measures, and you're just going to have to go back to the unit circle. All right, so first things first. Number 2, we got 2 cosine 225 degrees plus I sine 225 degrees. So what we want to do is switch cosine of 225 and sine of 225 to their unit circle coordinates. So this does go back to the unit circle. Okay, hang on, let me focus this really quick. Okay, I think that's better. So this does go back to the unit circle, cosine of 225. You can look at your unit circle, and that is going to be your x value. It turns out to be negative root 2 over 2. Oh my goodness. And then I have plus I sine of 225 also turns out to be negative square root of 2 over 2. Okay, and then in order to get rid of this little r that we have out in front, we're going to go ahead and distribute this through to both terms inside of our parentheses so that it looks more like this. So remember, this 2 is technically over 1. When we multiply tops, we multiply bottoms, so this is going to turn into negative 2 square root 2 over 2 plus I'm gonna just leave it in front for this very moment. We will move it to the back, but I negative 2 square root 2 over 2. Okay, we can simplify this, so don't leave it like this. 2 over 2 does simplify. They can kind of just cross. It simplifies to 1. But if you guys want to think about it as crossing, that's totally fine. So we're left with negative square root 2 plus negative square root 2. So I'm going to just put minus square root 2i. And that is our complex version of this trig form. 2. All right, let's do another one. So we got root 3 multiplied by cosine of 2/3 pi plus I sine of 2/3 pi. All right, so we're dealing with radians now. Not a big deal. These are on your unit circle. These were on your unit circle. We are going to get to a couple examples that aren't on your unit circle, which actually are a little bit easier. But we know what this is on the unit circle, so we're going to actually sub that in. So step 1 up here. So cosine of 2/3 pi is 1/2. And sine of 2/3 pi is root 3 over 2. All right, once again, we don't want this r hanging out here. We want it to look like this. So we're going to go ahead and distribute that root 3 through to both terms in here. Remember, this root 3 is technically over 1, so we're multiplying tops, multiplying bottoms, so this is going to turn into negative square root 3 over 2 plus, when we multiply square roots, we multiply the numbers inside of them, so this is going to turn into square root 9 over 2i. All right. Can't simplify this, can simplify this. Square root of 9 is 3, so we're going to go ahead and simplify that. We cannot combine these two, okay? And you might be like, Miss G, but they have the same denominator. We have this I here, so this is imaginary, this is real. Imag. You cannot combine real and imaginary numbers. Okay, so we're just going to have to leave them as two separate things being added together. You could not make these one fraction. Okay. All right, let's do a couple more. Let's get to some examples that are not on the unit circle. And you might be like, Miss G, but it's actually going to be a little bit easier. So we have 4 times cosine of 17 over 12 pi plus I sine of 17 over 12 pi. And all you're going to do is pull out your calculator. I guess what we're going to do first. Okay, hang on. So what we are going to do first is technically distribute this through, but only to your number. So I don't know, I actually kind of like, let's do it this way. So we can rewrite it as 4 cosine of 17 pi over 12 plus I 4 sine of 17 over 12 pi. And now we can just go ahead and pop that into our calculator. So you can't really see my calculator that well on here, but we are dealing with radians here, so make sure that your calculator is in radians. If it's not, switch it. And just do one term at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 4 cosine of 17 pi divided by 12. And we go ahead and get a decimal. Round it to, let's see, can you see better? Whoa, no. I don't know how to make this better. We got negative 1.035. I'm going to go ahead and round that to negative 1.035. There was a repeating decimal, but obviously you guys can go ahead and round it. I don't know how to make this better. I never use this thing. Oh God, now I got it all messed up. I'm going to just stop touching it. All right, same thing for the second one. So I can go ahead and type in 4 sine of 17 pi divided by 12. And we're going to get a repeating decimal. Go ahead and round it to 3 decimal places. So I got negative 3.8637, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to round it to negative 3.864. So I'm just going to have minus 3.864 and throw my I there at the end. In there at the end. That's it. So this might be a little bit easier. A little bit less work. You guys don't have to use the unit circle. All right. Again, we do not know 52 degrees. It's not on the unit circle. So we're going to just use our calculators, distribute this through. So we're going to actually be typing square root 5 of times cosine 52 degrees. I was going to make that a fraction. It's not a fraction. I'm really struggling here. Plus square root 5. It's hard to like do this video thing. Sine of 52 degrees with my little I in there at the end. All right, so we are dealing with degrees now. So again, if you just switched your calculator to radians, so make sure you switch it back to degrees. and then just plug and chug. So we got square root of 5 times cosine of 52 degrees, and we get 1.37, 1.377, whatever. And then we can do square root 5 sine of 52 degrees, and we get 1.762. So we are adding 1.762, and don't forget that that is imaginary. And that's all. I know, really short, easy, simple lesson today. You guys do have homework. It will be posted on Canvas. What your assignment is, please get that done. And yeah, have a great Monday, guys.